WWE is continuing to play the long game with an almost certain breakup of the Bayley and Sasha Banks duo. Braun Strowman was tormented by The Miz and Morrison throughout the show. AJ Styles suffered an upset. Let's take a look at what happened this week on SmackDown. Jeff Hardy opened SmackDown by giving his side of the story. Elias was announced as having a torn pectoral muscle and broken ribs before Hardy's in-ring promo. Hardy said that last week was something awful because lives were in danger and the show was thrown into chaos. He said that after he pulled up to the arena, he was immediately knocked out. The next thing he knew, police were surrounding him and he smelled like alcohol. Hardy said that he was glad to know that he wasn't on this path alone and he knew that he didn't slip last week. He said that an eyewitness told police that the man who fled the scene of the car crash had red hairs and red beard. Sheamus walked to the entrance ramp after Hardy said that he wouldn't let Sheamus get away with his actions. Sheamus called everyone who supported Hardy an ambler and that Hardy is not a man, he's a junkie. After Sheamus said Hardy's family is used to the disappointments, a brawl between the two broke. Ending, Sheamus hit the bro kick and smashed Hardy into the plexiglass surrounding the ring at the entrance ramp. The angle is still questionable at its core, but this week was a better execution than last week's car accident angle. We saw Otis and Mandy backstage. Otis saw the crown of King Corbin and he took it. Corbin was very furious at that and he rushed to the ring for a match with Otis. Mid-match, after Otis had begun his comeback, Corbin went to the ringside and grabbed the crown Otis had stolen earlier. He then grabbed a steel chair and used it on Otis, drawing the disqualification. The move didn't get Corbin off the hook. However, as Otis laid him out in the ring and hit the caterpillar before celebrating in the ring with Mandy Rose. Keeping Otis on TV is important given his status as briefcase holder. But WWE could have just given him the clean win here since Corbin ended up on the losing end of everything anyway. Then we had a match between Sonya Deville and Lacey Evans. Before the match, Sonya Deville jumped Lacey Evans from behind, throwing her into the ring steps. In a match that steadily built its physicality, a schoolboy pin attempt by Evans launched Deville into the referee. The referee fell to the floor, calling for the help and clutching his legs. During the ensuing commercial break, Deville used the distraction to land a few cheap shots from behind. The back and forth action came to somewhat an unsatisfying end when Mandy Rose appeared on the Titantron to provide a distraction, causing Deville to turn into a woman's stride from Lacey Evans for a pin. Evans and Deville have a very good chemistry, but the cheap ending felt like it trailed everything that they have been building in the match. Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles came face to face ahead of the Intercontinental title tournament finals. Bryan called Styles a coward for taking a bye after the incident involving Jeff Hardy and Elias last week. Styles said that the move wasn't cowardly, it was smart. Bryan said that his vision of being champion was defending the title against everyone weekly. Styles cited Bryan's fan Drew Gulak as the type of person who benefits from the kind of handouts Bryan is suggesting. This led to a challenge to a match with Drew Gulak tonight. These two have perfectly matched personalities and Bryan was, as usual, brilliant on the mic in this segment. Then we had the match between Drew Gulak and AJ Styles. Drew Gulak attacked Styles before the match even started. He kept the pressure on after the opening bell, using a mat-based attack to go on the former WWE champion. Drew Gulak was able to match Styles' intensity both in wrestling and pure striking, building a very good, albeit short TV match. As Styles was preparing to hit the Styles Clash, he pivoted to the face of Daniel Bryan, allowing Drew Gulak to counter the move into a flipping pin which he used to score the big victory in his WWE career. Then the New Day and Chad Gable took on Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro and Mojo Rawley. This very well may be the better combination of athletes to ever stood in a WWE ring at the same time. Mojo Rawley delivered one of the best promises I've ever seen in years, and Kofi Kingston sold it better than just anyone had ever sold it. In the end, New Day and Chad Gable won. Braun Strowman got his revenge on Miz and Morrison. After finding his car destroyed, Strowman demanded to know where Miz and Morrison were. A worker pointed out their van. Strowman announced the duo were dead men before flipping over the van. Throughout the show, Miz and Morrison were watching from the man as they tormented Strowman. The pranks included messing with his protein drink, accidentally dumping Nickelodeon-type slime on Kyla Braxton during the backstage interview, and destroying his car. The Women's Tag Team Championships were on the line when Sasha Banks and Bayley took on Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. In the beginning, Nikki Cross came out firing on her opponents. Then the challengers kept the pressure on Nikki Cross, cutting her off in the corner from making the tag to Bliss on the apron. Nikki Cross eventually made the hot tag and cleaned the house, but Bayley eventually cut it off with a Bayley to Bayley from the second rope. But Sasha Banks couldn't score the pin with a running knee follow-up. Bliss scored her own near fall with a quad drag on Banks while Cross hit the tornado DDT on the Banks outside. Sasha Banks hit the backstabber on Nikki Cross and was locking the Banks statement, but Bayley tried to steal the glory with a blind tag. Sasha Banks eventually had to bail Bayley out of the trouble and then managed to score a pin on Nikki Cross in a pin exchange to score the win and captured the titles. The build of the drama between Bayley and Sasha Banks, who continued to find success despite steadily remaining on the edges of serious conflict, remains a very strong story element. It was a decent show. I really liked it. Well, that is it for today. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe for more stuff like this.